Read lots of stuff about the importance of mentorship and how that's going to shape you and having somebody to, shelter you and guide you along. I've had, 8 bosses or lead directors off boards who are just like a boss in my career. Of those 8, it'd be nice if I could count. Of those 8 people that I've had, I would say 2 of them were mentors. About half of them were terribly incompetent and not very good human beings. And it was not the funnest place to exist. And a lot of what I drew and learned from those experiences was, frankly, if I ever get the opportunity to be the leader and be responsible for a group of people, I'm never going to do it that way. When I was at CIBC, I got selected for this. They had this group of 10 people that they identified as people who might be future CEOs of the bank. And they would, put them in these wonderful experiences, and they'd get to meet the chairman of the board, which, when you're one of 50,000 employees, is a pretty cool thing. And they asked us all to do presentations. So this is 1993, I believe. And I present on how I think the internet is going to reshape financial services. Now, keep in mind that at this point, I know this is hard to believe for those of you that are younger and right out of school into your business school career. But at this point, I'm the only person I know who has an internet connection. Getting onto the internet is about a 5 or 10 minute process. And there's a book called The Directory of Websites that's about this thick that lists every website in the world. They're the only way that you can find something. There's no Google or Bing or anything that exists. Is you have to open up this book and you have to know the IP address of the website you're going to and enter it in to be able to go and find a site. And I do this presentation to the head of one of the biggest groups of CIBC on how I think we should be an early mover into the internet for financial services. And he laughs me out of the room and embarrasses me in front of everyone that I've presented there that day. Now, it might have been the dumbest idea in the world, but you think about the stupidity of a leader who has gone to the trouble to identify 10 of their future folks that they're trying to develop and then humiliates them in front of the entire cast. I was mortified. I was literally sick to my stomach when I left that day. Turned into good humor later because as the internet became, what it became, I took the pleasure of sending newspaper articles for about 15 years, including when he was retired. I actually found out where he lived and kept sending them to his house after that. So I've got a little bit of House of Cards in me.